Jess Hilarious don't give a fuck about
Oh,
these transgenders.
that's what you was gonna go with. I was gonna go somewhere else, but hey,
I
yo,
mean,
look.
I thought that was a clear one.
Oh no, I was going somewhere else.
Oh, my bad.
I was going to Houston. But nah, hey, look, fuck it, we there.
All right,
Just
so
hilarious. Don't give a fuck about these transgenders.
all right, so yeah, this whole shit is wild to me. All right, so there were some transgender women who made the statement that cis women, I forget what that acronym stands for, but cis
I don't think
women,
is it an acronym?
I don't,
Cisgender. It just means cisgender.
uh, all
Yeah.
right, I don't know what cis means, but okay. But all right, but yeah, they made a statement saying that and not all transgenders, that was just a couple, but that cis women do not own periods. Like they can't determine who has and who has not, who does not have periods. And Jess Hilarious took that moment took a moment to retort that statement. Let's roll that footage.
It looks like we're gonna get the
Roll that beautiful
This is
it
baby.
what
look
I
like we're gonna
mean
get
when the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just
pause it real quick.
the
Pause it, pause it,
arrogance
pause it,
for
pause it. What we're watching right now is the response to what Jess Hilarious said.
I don't think this is the response. I think this is the is
No,
this the
this
just
is definitely the response, man.
oh this oh okay. All right, my bad.
100% the response.
Okay.
She already started talking and responded to it.
cis
I'm about
women
to
to
tell you why
believe
she thinks
that
Jess
they
Hilarious is
own
homophobic and all
periods,
that.
that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you. So
Y'all.
All right. First of all, that was a horribly wrong statement that that
Person.
that person that lady said.
That young
She wants to be
man.
Hey,
called a
look,
lady. She wants to be
lady's
called a lady.
fine with me. You want to say lady, say lady. I'm cool. Say
I would
lady.
call her a lady.
Cool.
All right. But yeah, she is incredibly wrong. Like, this is a very stupid comment. Physically, you cannot have a period. So therefore, the people who can have periods pretty much do own
Hey,
periods.
technically,
Yeah,
technically,
technically, yes. The ones who went from female to male, they can have periods, but
Hey,
there's
uh,
not a there's not a nan none of one of them that's gonna stand up like, yeah, y'all don't own them
hey,
shit, son.
real quick. What does cisgender mean? What's the
it
definition
mean
of that?
it
Because
just
I
means
always interpreted it to mean the gender you were born as.
no. It
So
means the person born as the gender that they are born as.
what?
It's describing somebody who identifies as the gender that they're born as.
Oh, okay. Uh,
You
denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex registered for them at birth,
Yeah,
not transgender. Okay.
right. That's it. It just means naturally born that.
Hey, look. Hey, look. Why do I need a prefix? Because y'all got
Because
the
but here's the thing. That's the point. We're rushing to judgment and we're giving these motherfuckers these easy outs because what the person said inherently isn't wrong. Cisgender women don't own neither periods nor womanhood.
How
Now,
do they? Okay. Oh, look.
hold on,
Hey, look.
hold on.
yeah,
Hold on.
technically.
Hold on.
Technically,
I'll concede one, but not the other.
which one?
I'll concede periods. But you not finna sit here and lay claim to womanhood and be a man
Right.
and act like I'm supposed to act like you a man.
But
If you a
again,
man, you a man. So you're no longer claiming womanhood, right?
but, but,
Uh,
but, again, It isn't for us to define whatever freaky deaky terms that they're trying to
No,
define.
no, 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 no. Fuck that. That's
So,
out the window. That's out the window now. That's out the window now because they tried to tell me when they tried to give me a prefix, fam. I never had a prefix, and now I got a
but,
prefix.
but this is what I'm saying. We should stop attacking the semantics and start having people address the ideology. Like, all right,
I'm not attacking semantics.
that's
Well, I guess I
exactly
am
what we're
because
doing.
I gave it to you. So I guess I am.
That's that's exactly what we're doing. We're attacking semantics. We're leaving room for ambiguous language, and we're not asking people to expound before we respond. Like,
Right.
so we're getting offended at the headlines and that's what people want. They want to antagonize with the headline as opposed to, all right, so what are you inherently saying? All right, cisgender women. What are those? Women who identify as women who were born as women, don't own periods. All right, cool. Because people who could identify as men still have periods. Boom. So what are you saying with that? What are you we understand the technicality. What are you saying? What are you saying with your statement? You're making a statement. So what are we supposed to perceive from this statement? What is the ideology what behind that? So then we can have a natural discourse. Because just talking this headline shit, it always leaves wiggle room to wiggle out. Well, I was talking this and I was just saying that, which could technically be true, but that doesn't lead to getting the conversation forward in any dynamic. Then you go to womanhood. Well, what is womanhood? Who is that? Who is that to define womanhood? Is it up for cisgender women to define womanhood? If it is, then I don't know. Do y'all need to find y'all own terms? Since y'all transgender, do y'all need to define y'all own language to keep this from being such a hotbed topic? Because as we were jokingly discussing before, we don't hear the transgender men talking that shit, trying to define manhood. Why? Because part of manhood is inherently bravado, and they will leave themselves open to a slippery slope of definitions on both genders at that point. Because if we come to a concrete conclusion that they can't be defined as men in no way, shape, or form, then that would inherently make you have to look at women and how they are defined.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between um, you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straight jacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never ever get. You'll never be that. The fuck is gonna stand up?
All right, she started out well. She didn't start off well. She started off horribly, but she had a good idea. She just went all reckless with it.
No, she spoke from a place of a conclusion that she drew from the audience that she received, or from the speaker. Like she was the audience to a speaker, so she uh, perceived the speaker to be speaking in first person. So that has certain implications. That's what I'm saying. We all addressing the implications as opposed to the exact language and the statements being made. But we all, in our hearts of hearts, feel like there's an underlying premise. And when people don't speak to those premises, they are allowed this cloud that we all could just disagree and agree to disagree. Jess was speaking to what she perceived was a premise, an underlying premise to the statements that was made due to the speaker, I believe. So, like I said, the fact that she didn't ask if the motherfucker was talking about transgender men who still got periods, and like it's just a whole slippery slope of loopholes that person can duck behind until you speak to ideologies as opposed to just headlines and statements and blanket statements.
Because she lost me when she got to the "you motherfuckers are loony. You need straight jackets." Because you can make the assumption that she is saying that all transgender people are fucking crazy.
Hey, look, all of them not crazy. But what is it when you want me to participate in your
Now, what
delusion?
she was saying was, what is the difference between your dysmorphia and a dysmorphia that society has deemed unpalatable? That's what she was saying.
Hey, look, why is it okay to call it dysmorphia and not delusion?
I don't know. Like I just said, that's all she was saying. Because when you say delusion, then it get distasteful.
Because dysmorphia is, I don't feel like looking it up. It is when you don't like you. You see you in a way that you don't interpret you.
Exactly. Like I said,
Yeah. So,
the difference between rotting and fermenting is when we don't like the outcome.
ooh,
Mm,
that,
mhm.
that, that. Ain't that penicillin?
That's just cold blooded facts. The difference between rotting and fermenting is when we don't like the outcome. When we don't like the outcome of what just happened, we consider it rotten. When it is pleasing to our senses, when it has a desirable after effect, then it's fermented. Same process, same animals. One of them just we don't like, one of them we do like. Change the language. That's exactly what's happening on a lot of fronts currently.
You see,
Two things who are the same in nature. One of them we don't like, one of them we do like, so we change the language.
all right, and which one is all right in this situation? You feel like,
I'm not going to put a moniker on either of them. I'm speaking
oh,
just to the dysmorphia and delusion. I'm just
Hey, look,
speaking to
fam,
that
fam.
those two terms.
When you say delusion, you pick side. You pick the side already.
When you say delusion, you definitely pick a side. When you say dysmorphia, you attribute it to a softer hand. You allow them to live in their delusion.
Hey, look, at a point, they're not gonna allow you to say dysmorphia either. They're gonna say it's natural. They're gonna say that it's natural.
Well, until then,
you
Hey,
feel the
look, man,
dysmorphia this shit out.
hell yeah.
look. Well, welcome to yesterday.
All right,
Uh, when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So yeah, calling transgender people delusional is yeah. You sounding real haterish, and that taints the rest of your your point. It skews your position. It makes motherfuckers like, yeah, all right, so you wilding, so you finna say some wild ass shit. So shit you finna say, I'm finna judge that shit a whole lot harsher. But like, and my thing is, transgenders, you want to be called a woman, you feel like you are a woman. Fuck it, I will call you a woman. If that's what you feel like you want to be called, I don't give a shit. Your name is fucking stupid. So if you calling you by your name is stupid, so why should I fucking Anything else? Whatever. Cool. But oh, my bad. I'm halfway focused. All right. So if a motherfucker wants to be called a woman, called a woman. However, saying that you are physically that the menstruation cannot be that you're able to menstruate, that you're able to have a period like a cis woman or like a woman who was not transgendered. Um, it's fucking stupid. It's fucking
Again, I
stupid.
don't think that's what that person was saying. I think they were speaking for a crowd that they don't belong to, but belongs to their overall community. So that's why you have to ask them what exactly are you saying. So that's my whole point. There's always room to dance around what was said when you don't ask for clarity before you go in.
See,
So
but
I
I'm
think
sorry.
they've been very clear.
Yeah, I don't think they have that wiggle room because she said that periods mean different things to different people. No, you can't redefine something that's
I thought she said womanhood means different things to different people.
no. She said periods.
no,
How
she
do
said
periods mean
womanhood.
anything to anybody?
She said womanhood means different things to different people, but she said periods.
You can't
But
define a
again, I just
period.
explained how cis women don't own periods, and so
Right.
she's correct.
That's why I said I agree with you on one, not the other.
But womanhood does mean different things to different people.
It
Uh,
does mean different
Hold on,
things to different people.
let
But
me
at
pull this
what point
video
are
back
we going
up
to give
because
credence to people who were born women who no longer want to be women and want to and feel that they are men? So they feel they are men. How can they have any claim to womanhood now? You can't have both. You renounce your citizenship to womanhood.
Because what they do is they
All
cast the
rights,
ballot
privileges, and and
because they cast the ballot on the way out the door is what they feel. They
yeah, well,
feel that their ethic is the ballot that they're casting on the way out the door. This is womanhood too. Me walking away from womanhood is womanhood. The
it's
ability
not.
to walk away from womanhood is womanhood.
Yeah, but it can't be. It can't be because you're not a woman by your definition.
That's look.
By
I'm not
your
finna do this
logic,
whole Back to
by
the
you, but
Future and shit.
by your logic, you're not a woman. You're saying that it was wrong, and you're a
I'm not
man.
finna Back to the Future fucking transgenderdom.
It's not Back to the Future in it though. It's just applying logic to it.
No, again,
Yeah.
your final statement as a woman is that I'm leaving womanhood, and this is what womanhood is.
What?
I'm
Making
telling you
decisions?
what they will tell you. What they will
Yeah.
tell you.
But at that point, you have left womanhood.
But they
You're
cast
not a
their
woman anymore.
aspersion. But they cast their aspersion into the pool of the collective conscious
No, I'm
for
not
that.
allowing you to do that. Just
Again, now you got
because you
Back to
try to
the
make this shit
Future.
stick to the
Like I
wall.
said, you're Back to the Future.
No,
It's
it don't
Back to the
count.
Future in
You
it.
a man now. You a man.
So
Be a
you
man.
gotta. So you're Back to the Future in it.
No, I'm not. I'm accepting the reality in which I live.
This is what I'm
People
telling you.
can now designate
If I
themselves a different gender.
if I cast
Cool.
my vote on the 21st birthday eve, and then I turn 21, that doesn't negate the fact that I cast my vote the night before.
Hey, look. Hey, look. When you denounce your American citizenship
So
and
again, you're
defect
going back to the back
and
to no,
defect and defect to Guatemala, you
they're not
cannot now be a Guatemalan and say, "Well, as an American, I no, fam. You're not an American.
great
You're a
example.
Guatemalan."
That's a great example. If I vote for Trump and he win by one fucking vote and I denounce my citizenship the next day, they're not gonna go then kick him out of the office.
No, When I voted for him, I was a citizen. That vote is still valid. You can say you were. You can say you used to be. You can talk
That's
about
what I
all
just
that
said.
shit in the past tense.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
It's literally what I just said.
Well,
They
then I'm
cast
agreeing with. All right, cool. Then I'm agreeing with you.
their
Then
womanhood on the way out the door.
past tense.
You know what's
Now,
crazy? I think you guys may have touched on it already. I'm not sure.
Pause.
But the person that had, so the first video was what Jess Hilarious was actually responding to. That's why Jess
I
Hilarious
thought
made
she
that video.
said women like Jess Hilarious and whatnot.
No,
I thought she said that's why they be triggered and shit. Like I might have been confused.
that person made the video first, and Jess Hilarious responded to that video. From what I read in articles,
talking about Jess Hilarious.
she never said Jess Hilarious. Literally talking about just periods. Never said her
Okay,
name.
I could have. Maybe I didn't. All right, go ahead.
But that person, the person that was speaking, can't have periods. That was kind of weird to me that this person is speaking on behalf of others. Like this isn't your particular issue.
Ain't even your fight.
Hey, look.
But that's
They,
what.
Right,
That's
not,
where.
they can't talk about periods. Can they talk about womanhood though?
well, I guess that's but the period
I'm
thing was.
asking you your opinion as a woman.
I guess they could. I mean, and from their experience, from what they believe womanhood
But
is.
that's what I believe was
From
that
what they
person's
believe.
whole.
You see the caveats that you're putting in there.
But see, that's what I believe that person's whole intent was. You bring up the disparaging periods to let you know that there's a because in the transgender woman's mind, that periods is the only thing that separates them. So you bring up the disparage in periods between cisgender women and transitioning women. So now you
it's actually pretty much transgender men.
No, what I'm saying is it's a debate. It's a debate tactic. It doesn't have
it's transgender women.
No.
Hold on.
It's a debate tactic.
Real quick. Just to clarify.
A trans man can still have a period.
Transgender
A trans
man
woman cannot.
What?
A transgender man is a woman that goes to a man.
Right.
A person that was born a woman and then goes to in transitions to be a man.
To my
trans man.
Let me look it up.
But all I'm saying is that what that first person was doing is a debate tactic. It's not meant for genuine discourse. It's meant to cause chaos in the language. So you can't quite. So like I said, you cause a disparage. It's a false parallel. You cause a disparage between cis women being able to lay exclusivity to periods. Therefore, you can't lay exclusivity to womanhood. That's the tactic that the person was doing, not necessarily speaking from the person who has periods. They were trying to attack.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying that a transgendered woman would have a claim to womanhood, so therefore negating the cisgendered woman sole ownership to womanhood. And the transgendered man has access to menstruation, thereby also negating that point of the cisgendered woman of owning menstruation, is what you're saying.
Right. Exactly. They're using that point to dismantle the womanhood point, because womanhood is a philosophy for all intents and purposes. So it's hard to disprove an absence. So the periods have been a concrete way that cis women have been saying, well, this is how we own womanhood.
You don't bleed once a month, you're not a woman.
Yeah. So with the trans community in this particular exchange, I believe she was trying to dismantle the period point so she could dismantle the womanhood point. But I don't think she was necessarily laying claim to the period point, which Jess was speaking to.
Hey,
It's all just
Hey,
some Looney
hey,
Tunes shit.
hey, look. I think you right. I think you right until you say it's all just some Looney Tune shit. Now, here is where I'll borrow from you all's argument in the last segment. Slippery slope. The intentions is to become women, and what they're gonna try to do is put cis on a natural gender to make you have a prefix because they have a prefix. And now you mad at a prefix, and they never wanted a prefix. So now we getting rid of prefixes. So now you're a
Mm,
woman, you're a man. Could have been born or otherwise, but you are that. And you no longer need a prefix. Now,
They don't remind you an awful lot like Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, Thursday, Tuesday. That don't
no,
often
no,
remind you an awful lot of that Bugs Bunny's part where the motherfucker just starts saying what he wants you to say.
it's
That's
rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, duck season, rabbit season. Shoot.
hey
So
look,
you're
hey look, hey
agreeing
look.
with Jess Hilarious saying that they're not they just don't have a straight jacket.
I agree with Jess Hilarious to have a point that she has. This ain't my battle, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the human collective hasn't deemed this shit a delusion. So just like rotting and fermenting, this shit is still fermenting. And once it start rotting, it start rotting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just show an old video of Mr. Pharrell speaking on the similar topic, but it was not during this particular time. This is, I think, a few years ago.
The interesting point I've found is that a lot of the transgender women are sticking up for Just Hilarious. And that is they're starting to fucking cannibalize Interior. Flame Monroe, some guy named Samson.
I thought
Uh,
Flame Monroe was against or arguing with Jess Hilarious at a point. It was some video. I saw the headline. I didn't watch the video, but
Flame Monroe was resounding just hilarious. I don't
uh,
know to what extent, but she was saying that you can't define what women think about women. What she was saying was all transgender don't think alike, pretty much. I
okay,
don't think what that lady thinks, and don't assign me her school of thought just because I'm also a
also
transgendered woman.
I ain't crazy like that, bitch.
You want to
all
become
right. What Pharrell
a
say? Why
woman,
you
but you
switch it?
hate women. You're trying to build yourself up as a woman by become the most seems to be the thing that you hate. You want to become a woman, but you hate women. You're trying to build yourself up as a woman by discarding biological women. You wouldn't even be here if a biological woman wouldn't have gave up no pussy and let a nigga bust in her to get you here. And you are ungrateful for that. Let me tell you something. I'm not worried about what y'all. Let me remind my trans sisters of this. That's old, young, new, future, past, and present. You can't outgirl a girl when you was born as a boy. One more time for the people in the back. You can't outgirl a girl when you was born a boy. You can't. It's just
Yeah, so like I said, that was the funny part I've seen. It's starting to cannibalize a lot of the trans community are resounding just as sentiments. I've seen more trans women speak out than cis women in favor of Just Hilarious. And cis women aren't necessarily uh, speaking against just fuck the alphabet community got women scared like the alphabet boys got the street scared.
Man,
Like, man, I ain't taking no pictures, brother. Niggas ain't even enjoying their vacations.
I mean, think about it. Like if the
You're
women
not
in
a
this country wanted
lapdog.
to kill the economy, they just not go to work and not come home. And if they wanted to end our species, all they needed to do is just decide they're not going to have any more children. Women are the essential power of life. That's where Every living, breathing human being, regardless to your sexual orientation, has benefited from two things: a woman saying yes to the act, and a woman saying yes and agreeing to having you. So it's about women.
Congratulations, Captain Obvious. Also, it's about men because if it wasn't for men, there would
Oh,
not be
oh,
a
oh,
woman here.
Hey, look,
oh,
hey, look, hey,
oh,
look,
Hey,
hey,
oh.
look,
if
man, hey,
we
look,
wanted
man,
to,
hey, look, man, hey,
if
look,
we
hey,
wanted to
look,
stop the world, all we had to do was stop having sex.
hey, look, man, hey,
Face
look, man,
ass.
hey, look, man, hey, look, man. There's no non-pause worthy way to have that particular.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah. I don't
yeah.
know
There's
how
a
to say that
reason
in a
men
correct
haven't
way.
said that
You got
ever.
a 40, you got a 40 ounce of bottle of Boone's Farm now. You got to hold it
First,
like it's a 40. That's some Boone's Farm.
first of all, this is an Everfresh bottle. I had to use it as an emergency cup because the red cup that I'm drinking out of somehow got a hole in it, and I had to think
You're
fast.
missing your paper bag.
You put it down too hard.
Probably so.
It was one of them nigga. Wait a minute moments.
And then I noticed that the cup was leaking, so I had to do what I
Think
can to
fast,
save what I could.
move appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah. The transgender person I was confusing Flame Monroe with was T.S. Madison. I'm not in that world, so I don't have them all straight. But the person who was angry, the other transgender, I think, comedian person was T.S. Madison. Flame Monroe was the one that had that other video that I liked that might get us kicked off if we play it. No, she played it. Shit. She said that is not a that is not a all y'all just mad because I cut y'all fingers off. That is not a vagina. That's a sore.
mm,
I thought that she was.
that's a hot take.
Damn.
That was
It's-
Flame Monroe that said that shit. I was dying.
It is a hot take.
Hey, look, that's not my take. That's a joke that she told that was on the internet. So I saw it. So I should be able to say it because her joke's still up. So if I repeat the joke that's still up,
Nope, nope, nope.
right?
See now you slippery sloping because
Right.
wait till the white guy tells you this black. Let me tell you this funny joke that I heard a black comedian say. Niggas be
Hey,
shopping.
Hey, look,
hey, hey, no.
first of all, don't quote it. Don't try to
Hey,
use don't try to use don't try to use rap lyric exception to
hey,
use it
I'm
with the
proud of
word
you.
nigga.
See, I'm proud of you because this is where most in this day and age will use esotericism to fucking steal that and be damned if they be caught because they know we ain't out here watching T.S. Madison and shit and Flame Monroe. They would have just passed that off as their own. I salute you.
Yeah, this nigga is an admirable. He's citing his source.
Citing sources.
Hey look,
You
hey
ain't
look, hey
AI
look,
this thing on out.
hey look.
Uh,
I don't need credit
he
for
is not.
nothing. I don't need credit for nothing I ain't do because I get a lot of credit for shit I didn't do that I don't want. So
You supposed to
therefore,
go speaking to AI, nigga, and move the fuck on.
Yeah,
oh no 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 no.